Hi, hi, my name is Sofia, and this is my reflective piece on personality beyond the persona. I actually really love the unit code to ADS to 400. For my reflective piece, I will divide it into four categories or four sections. For the first section, I will talk about the things that I love doing throughout the whole unit, including the seminars A, B, including the group po- group posters, the group assessments, the presentation, the quizzes, the questionnaires that are all always in Moodle. They're really fun. So that's for my first section. For my second section, I will talk about not in depth, but briefly talk about the topics that I liked less than the others and why I like it less than the others. I mean, I don't not like them. I just found them less interesting, if that's the word. And then my third section is the topics that I loved. Um, I loved learning it. I loved um, kind of applying it to myself, and not just to myself, just to my family members, my peers, my relatives as well. And last section is the topics that I found really interesting. Um, yeah, I don't. I might love it. I just don't know, but I think that it's really interesting. Um, yeah, and for these topics, for all these sub no, not the first one, the last three categories, I will reflect on how I found that my experiences and my family's peers, relatives' experiences may be explained in different perspective by different key ideas by different key theorists that we have tackled, we have talked about throughout weeks 1 to 10. So, yep. Now I'm going to talk about the first section of my whole video, my whole reflective piece. The things that I loved and I really enjoyed throughout the whole unit. First of all, I want to say that I really enjoyed the whole unit, the way that it is set up. It has actually helped me a lot with learning, comparing to my other subjects, the way that they have been run, they have ran throughout the whole semester. I found that the way that personality beyond the persona has been the most effective for me personally because I enjoyed seminars A and B regardless of what the topic is, to be honest. During seminar A, I found myself being really engaged whenever Zach or Anna Maria is um, holding the lecture. And I know for a fact that I've actually learned because, when it's seminar B, the tutors always give us handout that allows us to apply the things that we have spoken about during seminar A and sometimes the readings that we have done throughout the weeks. Yeah, one handout that I liked as well is this. This is the one with Karen Horney, three neurotic personality styles of Karen Horney, and the other one is the Alfred Adler's case study, which is also Karen. It's weird. I love both of them. My favorite ones. Because for me, the way that I learn is if I am able to apply it to myself or to anything like here in Karen Horney's one, we applied it through movie titles, and I used a lot of Disney movies. So that's why I was pretty confident as well with the group assessment that we did. So for me that was very effective. I was able to learn it pretty quickly because I was confident after I've done the task I know that I've learned this. Another one that I enjoyed is the quizzes that's all online. Like most of the weeks there is the quiz or personality questionnaires that we can take, and I took the personality one just because I've taken the other ones as well, but this one is really funny because apparently I am more neurotic than I am the other one. Oh no, actually I'm not neurotic. On the other results, I'm neurotic, but in the Einstein personality test, I am extrovert. So results were moderately high, which suggests that I am at times overly talkative, which is I am doing now. Outgoing, sociable, and interacting at the expense of developing your own individual interests and internally based identity. Now that I was looking at this, I'm thinking, yeah, I do that at times, not just at times. I do it a lot. I like to interact with others at the expense of developing my own individual interest. I mean, I didn't do that in a bad way. I hope not. But on the two grid graph by iSnack, I am on the choleric section, which says I'm impulsive, active, optimistic, changeable, aggressive, touchy. All those things I can relate to myself. I'm not sure if I'm biased, but I hope not. Yeah, I am touchy. So when I talk to my friends, I realize that I actually have to touch them. Like I have to explain something. I have to be like, "Hey," all that. I like to do gestures when I'm speaking. It's really weird. Um, yeah, and relating to that, being outgoing. I am not always outgoing. I choose the people that I hang out with that I am extroverted towards. And through the group assessment, I was able to figure out the kinds of people that I wanted to do group assessments with, because I have done a lot of group assessments before, and nothing like this group has ever been that successful. Because this group assessment has helped me a lot. Toward um, adapting myself to meet their needs as a group to finish the assessment. Well, there you go. Adler's task of life, which is the societal task. So I was able to step out of my comfort zone, and adapt to others' needs, adapt towards our need as a group to be able to finish the reflective writing. No, not the reflective writing. To finish the report. Yeah, and the presentation, which I really enjoyed as well, because we did the Tinder one as yeah, and that was really fun. I found that if I am comfortable with the group that I am with, it was most likely that we got along, because most of us are actually talkative. We talked a lot. Annie Maria knows that we spoke a lot in class, but yeah, I really enjoyed it because yeah, I had never worked within a group that has been this successful before. So yeah, now I'm gonna talk about the concepts and theories that I liked less than the others. These are Carl Jung's structure of self and personality types, Robert Maslow, and Carl Rogers' humanistic psychology. As a whole, I just didn't find it quite interesting enough as the others. Like the ideas, I didn't quite relate to myself as much as the other theories and other concepts. I agree with Carl Jung's persona, concept of persona. Yeah, you put on a different mask for different environments. I do that a lot, especially with my friends. I don't act the same as I do with my parents and my friends. Robert Maslow's hierarchy of needs. The reason I don't really like that is because I have studied him quite a bit, and I just didn't find him interesting enough to learn anymore. And Robert Rogers' humanistic psychology and the ideal and actual self. I feel like Karen Horney explained it better than he did. The concept of incongruence goes hand in hand with Karen Horney's ideal and actual self, her neurosis. So, in a way, I do relate to them, because actual ideal self, I've always had an ideal self that I've always tried to pursue, but I have never. It's impossible, obviously. An ideal self is unapproachable. Here are the theories that I loved so much about this unit. These are Karen Horney's neurotic psychology and Alfred Adler's individual psychology. Now, the reason that I love these theories is because I related to them so much more than I did with any other topics that we have covered throughout weeks 1 to 10. With Karen Horney, I'm leaning towards the notion that I like her theory. I love her theory because as a woman, her experiences as a young child, 13-year-old, 14-year-old, was the same experiences that I've had when I was that age. So the feeling of being unloved, ugly, and being depressed. So I was reading the lectures, I was listening to the lectures, and I'm just like, ooh, that's me, ooh, that's happened to me. Except for the part though, with her dad. My family is very close, so I would say that my family is more of Carl Rogers' family, if you should say that. So because I was unloved and I felt ugly, I had this over evaluation of love. So I thought, well, if I can't find acceptance from my peers, I would find a boy to give me those needs. Like, why would I want to impress everybody else when I can just impress this one guy and just, I don't know, just pursue this unrealistic. I was 15 and 16. So when this happened, I became really neurotic. So I was very anxious. I'm just like, nobody liked me. I have to be perfect. Um, I got more depressed. Um, this caused me to move away from people and only move towards certain people. So my best friend, I had one best friend at the time, and she was my close friend until now. So she's very nice. So she stood by me after all that. Um, yeah. So during this time, one in the span of 1.5 years, I was putting on different personas for different people. So different masks for my parents, different masks for my best friend. It's not even the case of different masks for different environmental um stage, just for different people, basically. However, thanks to Freud's defense mechanism, I was okay. I came out fine. I'm here. I'm 19 now. I'm good. Um, yeah. Another reason why I like Horney's theory is that her notion. I believed it better than Freud's, because she says that behaviors are always carried on. Past behaviors are always carried on the present behavior. So whatever I did yesterday is going to be a part of my decision today to do. Like, if I made a mistake yesterday, I'm not going to make the same mistake, but that action of mine will be carried out to my action today. Maybe not in a big way, but it's influenced by my behavior in the past. However, Freud's notion says that your behavior now is just a repetition of your behavior yesterday. I don't believe that. So that's the reason why I love Karen Horney's theory, and not only because we presented her for my for our presentation. Go Tinder. And Adler. Adler now individual psychology. Similar to Karen Horney, I've had experiences like he did, maybe in a different way because he's a guy. It's not quite the same. Same with Karen Horney. It's not quite the same, but it's related. This guy is crazy. He got run over by horses and carriages. I'm like, how was he still alive? I love his tasks of life because I related to it. Like I was mentioning in the introduction, the societal tasks. Interest in others and accepting others. I really used that. So for this unit, I really stepped out of my comfort zone, and I'm really, really pleased. And his love tasks, a continuance of human race. It can relate to Karen Horney's need for love, but I'm not quite there yet. But now I would know that in the future I might have that, core task that I need to continue the human race. Thanks for the heads up. And his childhood situation, this really interested me because in a way I was like him. Maybe I don't have any, organ defects. Normal in terms of my internal body, but I was a big kid growing up. I was fat. And this barred me from overcoming my inferiority against my peers, and this made me feel really sad. This kind of led towards why I was depressed when I was 13, because this actually happened before I was depressed in the Karen Horney way. So I was very young and very depressed, and I carried it out towards my teenage years. However, again, thanks to my family and friends who was always there, my best friend that always stood out by me, stood by me, not stood out, stood by me. Yeah, I was able to overcome those. Another one that I loved is his birth traits. Now, I was looking at the birth traits. Myself is a firstborn child, so I looked at the positive traits. I don't have any of those. So I don't have any positive traits as a child. My parents probably throw me out. Jokes. However, the negative traits, I have all of them. I am highly anxious, exaggerated feeling of power, unconscious hostility. People always told me, I am always violent. I'm hostile, and I'm just like, I'm not even hostile. What are you talking about? And especially towards my siblings, I must always be right. Others are always wrong. Yeah, you guys, I am superior. So, looking at my brother, he's the second born child. He has both the positive and the negative traits. So he is highly motivated and cooperative. That's his positive traits. And his negative traits is he is highly competitive, not against his siblings, but his peers. And he is kind of easily discouraged. My little sister, she is the younger child. And the good trait, she does have it, realistically ambitious. So When you ask her what she wants to be a professional swimmer. Why not? She goes. Her negative traits, though, she is very pampered and she is very dependent. She's 10, and trust me, she is very dependent. She wants to excel at everything. Now, there's one thing that she doesn't have is unrealistically ambitious. She's not. She's adventurous, but she knows she's not gonna do something if she knows she can't do it. Like realistically. My mom is an only child. She has all the negative traits. Low feelings of cooperation, pampered style of life. However, she is not socially mature. So the way that these theories just relate to my life, just almost every concept is seen through my life, like through my eyes, through the looking glass. And I just love it so much because I understand it, and I feel like studying this theories just has given me a more insightful details of why I am like this, why my family is like that, how I've affected my siblings, my peers, my friends, how my friends have affected me, how my parents have affected me. And I just feel really grateful that I've had those people around me and I've had this information given to me. Here goes the last part of my reflective piece. The most interesting theory that I've found throughout weeks 1 and 10. And this is Freud. I find him interesting because I agree with most of his concepts, but not all. I really didn't like his notion of being born a particular way and becoming only that. I just think it's a no-no. I don't think that anybody will be determined by a single instance alone. I always believe that your biological, your physiological, environmental factors always has an influence on how you act and how you are and how you behave. However, the things that I love about Freud are countless. His id, his ego, and superego. So, actually, my id's telling me now to go watch Bob's Burgers. It's a cartoon, I love it. And my superego is being so sad to me, telling me to finish this, or otherwise I'm gonna fail this unit. And well, thanks to my ego, he's just like, finish this and then you can watch later on. I mean, I know it's really late, but I might watch one and I have work tomorrow. Whew. Here comes my favorite part of all the theories, actually. This is defense mechanism. I know this, I've learned this a lot since I was in year 11, but it never fails to interest me the way that it applies to my life a lot. So I'm going to talk about all the defense mechanisms that I have related towards my experiences. And as I was saying before, with my experiences with this that are similar to Karen Horney and Alfred Adler, I have used repression. I've used a lot of denial, a lot of reaction formation, projection and sublimation. I have done a lot of that. So for this particular area, I'm going to talk about my breakups with boys. Yeah, pains. I'm kidding. Please don't kick me out. One time my boyfriend cheated on me and I used repression. I realized that later on, obviously, because I was so naive that I wasn't even sure if I know that he was cheating on me. I know that he was, but then at the same time, I didn't know. So now I'm not sure if I knew. So now I'm leaning towards that. I was very unconscious towards it. So I was repressing that particular idea that I don't remember. Yeah, so now I know that I was just being naive and I was repressing my feelings. The other one was regression. One time, just, I broke up with a boy and I was just really sad. And you know what I did? I went up to my mom's room. I slept there for a good 2 weeks. Every night I slept there. I just didn't want to be by myself. I just wanted to have someone like my mom. She's very comforting. She's always like, "Go, Sophia, you should always be happy." So she was my happy place at the time. I slept next to her and my sister, so I slept like a baby the whole 2 weeks. And I found that way I will be less sad and just like, oh, it's so nice sleeping next to my mom again. Denial. So for both of these breakups, I'm in denial for all of them. I'm just like, no, he's not. Maybe he's not replying because, he's just doing this, just doing that. He's not gonna do that. He loves me too much. And the best defense mechanism that I've ever done is sublimation. Thank goodness I didn't punch any of them in the face. That I am a firstborn child and I am hostile. I could have done that, but you know, my super ego stood out. So I decided, why would I waste my time with being sad? So I went out there, went for runs, went for gyms, hung out with friends, and go kickboxing or something. We did that, and after a couple of months, I was fine, and now I'm totally fine. I turned out the way I am now. Good. I don't think there's anything wrong with me except for being a little neurotic, a little hostile, being too extroverted, a lot of things. But these theorists make me realize, it happens, but just not too much. For all of these theories, all that one thing that I caught up on is that nothing's wrong with being different. I just have to accept that I'm not gonna be the same as everybody else. Nothing's bad. I just have to do it in a moderated way. You know, I can be Karen Horney if I want to. I can be Adler if I want to, but just I don't want to get run over by horses and carriage. So that is my reflection, and I really hope that I've expressed enough how much this unit has influenced the way that I perceive my behaviors, my family's behaviors, my peers' behaviors. Because throughout this whole unit, I have really matured as I wouldn't say a psychology student, but as a student who is learning, who is wanting to learn more about how people function in a society, in a family setting, and in their individual setting. So, thank you, and those are my reflection throughout weeks 1 and 10.